Shohei Ohtani just made history, becoming the first ever All-Star to be selected as a pitcher and a position player. Ohtani has a 3.6 ERA and 83 strikeouts in 12 starts, but also leads the majors with 31 home runs. The impressive two-way player will also participate in the Home Run Derby in addition to the All-Star game next Tuesday on Fox. So, Shannon, has there ever been a comparable two-way achievement in the NFL or NBA?
Probably the greatest comparison would probably be Chuck McNarick, Skip, he was the last full-time two-way player. Roy Green, I know you remember Roy Green. Roy Green was a heck of a receiver and a heck of a quarterback, and he transferred over and became a full-time receiver. But not to this level, Skip. Not to this. I mean, for a guy to be able to, I mean, this is Ruthian. That's the only thing you can compare it to, because Ruth was the only guy that could hit for power and was a great pitcher. So that's the only comparable.
No All-Star teams at that point.
There were no All-Star teams.
Yeah.
So, no, football, no. Deion, I mean, could Deion have, if they'd let him play full-time offense, could he have made it both? I believe he could. He probably would have been the only guy.
But the point is, could he have been a Pro Bowl receiver? Maybe.
Yeah.
But I saw him, in one Super Bowl against Pittsburgh, catch some
When
ball.
Mike got hurt, I mean, he played I think a little bit, Skip.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. The greatest two-way player outside this one, Showtime Ohtani, to me was Michael Jordan, because 9 times he made first-team all-defense while he was winning the scoring title. Well, that makes him like case closed, the greatest two-way player ever, right?
Yeah.
He won 10 scoring titles, but 9 times first team all defense. So isn't that two-way? But is it as different as pitching and hitting? Probably not.
yeah, I mean, for him to be able to pitch like he does, Skip, and to hit the ball, I mean, Matt Suhey had the most homers for an Asian-born player. This kid got that at the halfway point.
No, it's unbelievable.
You can't take your eyes off him.
Like
Playing with such a joy for the game, too. I can't keep track of the home runs. It's making it look easy, and we know that game is not easy. Great LeBron's high school, St. Vincent St. Mary, where the gym is now named after LeBron. And during one of the games, the arena announcer hinted that Bronny got a favorable foul call only because of his name, and LeBron, well, he took offense to the statement and confronted the announcer mid-game. Chris Broussard is still with us. Chris, your thoughts here? Was it out of bounds for LeBron to confront the announcer during the game?
I don't think so. I thought the announcer was the one out of line for bringing LeBron into the situation. LeBron knows how tough it is for his son. Yeah, I mean, to grow up as the son of LeBron James. Look, we're not crying any tears for Bronny. I mean, obviously, you get great advantages and benefits from being LeBron James' son, and LeBron looks like he's a great dad. But we know the challenges it brings, too, especially when you play basketball. And so LeBron even said as much when he talked about, he regrets naming him LeBron Jr., because obviously that brings all types of things with it. But Bronny probably hears this from other kids, other opponents that you may go against. He doesn't need to hear it from an adult who's in authority, and that's what an announcer is. And so I think LeBron did the right thing. I probably would have done the same thing, to go and squash it right then and there. And some people might say, well, LeBron made a scene. LeBron just walking into the gym makes a scene. He's LeBron James, So there's the scene is unavoidable. He's sitting in the front row, which I got no problem with, but he's right there. He's LeBron James. So sitting in the front row, so he's going to make a scene. Everybody's going to be talking about him. And some might say, well, was Bronny embarrassed? Maybe. I get that. Your dad's coming out, sticking up for you. That could be embarrassing. But I think it was more embarrassing for the announcer to say, you got this call only because you're LeBron James' son. So I think LeBron did the right thing. And, he didn't get violent, obviously, nothing like that. He got some of his mother in him, Gloria James, who used to be very vocal at his high school games. But yeah, I'm with LeBron on this one, man. You got to squash stuff like that.
Glow used to be vocal in LeBron's NBA game. Remember, she stepped to him when they fouled LeBron hard, and LeBron said, "Mama, I got this, Mama. You can't."
At one point, he said, "Sit down." He's like, "Sit down, Mama.
Yeah,
you can't be doing this."
Certain words.
Yeah, you can't be doing this. I'm in the NBA. I'm a grown man. I ain't in the 5th grade anymore, Mama. I agree with you, Chris, because I thought the announcer was out of bounds. His job is to provide commentary. That's it. Provide commentary what's going on. Skip, maybe he didn't think LeBron could hear him. Because a lot of times, I guess, if you at the stadium and Marv Albert is commentating the game, you can't hear what he's actually saying.
But he's the PA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you over there to calm. He can hear everything that you saying, bro. So what do you think? Oh, man, he got that call because that's LeBron's son. So you didn't think LeBron being in this gym was going like, hold on, bro, wait a minute. That was unnecessary. Because at first, guess what? He stood up and he's like, bro, that was, I don't know what he said, but it was like, bro, that's unnecessary. You ain't have to say that. I understand that's my son. He understands what he is, but he got that call because the official thought he got fouled. And the PA said what he said. You said LeBron James Jr. got a call because he's LeBron James Sr.'s son. Well, you said what you said out loud because that was LeBron James. You wouldn't have said that about any other kid.
No.
Right.
So it goes both ways, and I agree. LeBron, LeBron's going to show up. So if LeBron is off, and his son is playing somewhere, guess what? LeBron's going to be there.
Yep.
And he's going to be out. Like Chris said, it's a scene anytime. Skip, where can Michael Jordan go? It is not a scene. Nowhere. That's why he always has security. LeBron can't go anywhere. He's always going to have security. Tiger Woods can't go anywhere. Well, he's stationary now, but when he could walk and get around, that's the way it is, Skip.
Yep.
But the PA announced it was unnecessary for you to take this, for you to say this about a kid.
Okay. So context is this was an exhibition AAU game.
Right.
Featuring a team called Strive for Greatness. LeBron's motto, slogan, right?
So it's an exhibition. It didn't even count.
No.
And you talking about this here.
And it's back in LeBron's stomping grounds. St. Vincent, St. Mary, the gym that he put on the international map because he made it famous because it was his launching pad, right?
So the PA announcer probably from that area.
Okay. I assume so, but the PA announcer, I'm also assuming, was trying to go Rucker Park and add a little flavor to the game with a little commentary along the way, and he stepped in it. He stepped right out of bounds because he made a crack, which he hoped would be a funny crack about, oh, I don't know exactly how he said it because I couldn't hear it, but, oh, Bronny got a call because his dad's in the house, right? And it's not funny because dad is in the house. He's literally a few feet away from you. And there was a policeman sitting between you and dad. But dad told the policeman, excuse me, I'm going to walk past you and I'm going to go to the scores table. Just me, I wish that LeBron had saved it until after the game, but to Chris's point, he just wanted to squash it on the spot. It did upstage the game because he had to actually stop the game for a few seconds. He didn't dwell. He just went and he gave him a big piece of his mind right there. And then that was that. And I'm sure the guy was mortified, whoever the guy was, because you're right. He'd be a local guy who I assume loved LeBron James.
Probably a good chance he ain't on the PA
it's
anymore.
Hey,
Chris,
chance.
I don't know if he's going to be on the PA anymore. I don't know if he's going to be calling games anymore.
Okay. So I've said this many times. I wish LeBron had been my dad. I wish LeVar had been my dad because I didn't have any of the above. I only had an occasional abusive dad who would never even have thought of coming to any of my football, basketball, or baseball games. So now we're back to this whole idea of parenting is your call. You know, that's your, you choose. You do it your way.
I don't tell anybody how to parent the kids.
But I just hope Bronny's going to be okay with all of the above because LeBron got out there at halftime, is on the floor doing technique and demonstrating moves to Bronny. Boy, it's hard, man. It's just, you want to talk about a spotlight. And a lot of dads, and you said that you would be one, you would just sit up in the rafters. You know, you might sit up with your wife, you know, with Savannah up in the rafters in the top row in the corner, just so you're there in support, but you're not, let him have the stage. Well, LeBron's not built that way. He has to be in the spotlight, so he's going to sit courtside, and he's going to sit right by Strive for Greatness's bench so he can talk to Bronny occasionally in timeouts. He is the unofficial head coach of the team, right?
Go ahead, Chris.
No, and that's where I think the Gloria in LeBron comes out because, you know, she was, as you said, very active at all his games, and he's doing that too. I just think that's who LeBron is. He's kind of a gregarious guy like that. We know that. What I like about it, and I get where you guys are coming from, because it is tough. I mean, even though everything seems positive, obviously, Bronny, at times, you just got to stand on your own. And you want to stand on your own and be your own man. But what I like that LeBron does that I think can soften it is he does that, it seems like, with all the players on the team. You know, we've seen video of him, you know, giving high fives to all the players, you know, talking to them about this and that, joking with them. We've heard players talk about how he's like a big brother or a dad to a lot of the other guys on the team. So I think that makes it easier for Bronny. But, yeah, at some point you always want to just say, look, I can stand on my own 2 feet. You know, I got this, dad. And so I understand where you guys are coming from on that.
But even LeBron said he didn't understand his mom being so active and being so outspoken and cursing the officials out and saying all this until he became a parent. And then he became the very thing that he couldn't understand about his mom. Now you get why she was so animated and why she was so taken aback. But it's tough. It's not easy.